In Arlington, Texas, a single act of violence shattered the peace of a local campus. Aaron Alfredo Padilla, a 19-year-old, was shot and killed near a doorway at a student apartment complex. The attack was swift, brutal, and left behind more questions than answers. On the surface, Padilla was like any other person navigating young adulthood, but investigators would soon uncover a hidden dimension to his life. A report noted his involvement in what was cryptically described as high-risk activity. Some reports indicated this may have been related to narcotics. This single phrase would come to define the entire investigation. The initial moments of the case followed a standard procedure. Detectives processed the scene, searching for shell casings, witnesses, and any clue that might point to the assailant. The murder weapon was a firearm, a fact that confirmed the cause of death but did little to identify the person who pulled the trigger. But then came the first major deviation from a typical street crime. While police initially did not rule out robbery, the focus quickly shifted. The evidence suggested this wasn't a crime of opportunity. The implication was chilling. Aaron Padilla was not a random victim. He was the specific target. The shooting was a deliberate act, an execution carried out for reasons that remained unclear. The focus of the investigation shifted dramatically, turning inward toward the victim's own life. What was this high-risk activity? The phrase hung over every interview, every piece of evidence. It was a locked door, and police believed the key to the entire case lay behind it. Without understanding what Padilla was involved in, they couldn't begin to understand why he was killed. The perpetrator remains a complete enigma, a ghost in the case file, designated only as unknown. This individual arrived, committed murder with cold precision, and disappeared without a trace. No suspects were identified in the immediate aftermath of the crime. No witnesses could provide a clear description, and no forensic evidence gave them a name. Investigators worked to obtain video surveillance from the apartment complex, but the killer's identity remained elusive. The connection between the killer and their weapon is the only concrete link in the chain of events. But with no suspect, the firearm itself becomes just another piece of an unsolvable puzzle. It is a tool used by a phantom. As the investigation stretched on, leads that once seemed promising began to dry up. The case grew colder with each passing month. The file remained open, but active work had stalled. Years later, the case of Aaron Alfredo Padilla is a study in unresolved questions. No arrests have ever been made. The perpetrator, having successfully committed murder, is still at large, their identity and motives a complete mystery. The shooting remains a dark chapter for the city of Arlington, a reminder that justice can be elusive. And the secret